We are Gold Ivy, a health company dedicated to simplifying health and wellness. Tune in as we search to find the deep, real, and raw truth. We're here to talk big, no room for small talk. It is our mission to inspire, seek growth, simplify the action steps, and build confidence.
You decide what works for your daily life and how to transform our lessons into your gold. Are you ready to step into your power? Now is the time. Join us on the fearless pursuit of self-discovery and growth.
This is Ivy Unleashed,
a Gold Ivy production.
If you're a regular listener of the show, or you follow us on social media, you know I, Brooke, just ran my first marathon, and Andrea ran her 22nd state in her goal to run a marathon in every state. How did I go from barely getting out of bed to being able to run 26.2 miles? A customized training plan and coaching with Andrea. With my health concerns, it was important for me to make sure I crossed that finish line safely and confidently.
We are so excited to announce that we are now offering customized training plans. Whether you're wanting to run a 5K, 10K, half, or full marathon, we've got you covered. Get your customized training plan plus coaching to get you race ready and keep you motivated along the way. Prior to receiving your training plan, you will meet with me, Andrea, for a 15-minute call to discuss your goals, race details, and schedule your 3 coaching calls. You will receive a training plan for your race, tailored to your schedule, endurance, and cross-training preferences like yoga, biking, strength, or whatever movement you enjoy.
Coaching throughout your training will provide accountability, safety, and inspiration to keep you pursuing your training and race goals. With Andrea, you will connect your mind and body to maximize your race experience. And if you're looking for a custom training plan without coaching, we're offering that as well. Head over to the shop page on our website, goldivyhealthco.com, to learn more and get you across that finish line. Hey everyone, welcome back to Ivy Unleashed. You are here with a solo episode with Brooke and Andrea, and we are giving you a behind the scenes look of a struggle bus.
And I'm the driver.
We are giving you an inside look of how we process all of the moving pieces of life, and when we're really struggling, how we navigate it.
Yeah, and it's important that we show you how we're walking the walk with you. We have really off days. We have really anxious days. I'm like on the verge of crying already. I don't even know what I'm about to say, but I think using our platform for accountability so that we want to not only talk about what we're struggling with, but like actually follow through with these things so that we know help us, and in real time show you that it is so important that you talk about this, that you're hearing us talk about it, that you talk about it so that you don't feel alone and you don't stay stuck in those crappy feelings of beating yourself up in your mind or feeling anxious, feeling like your heart's racing, your mind's racing, like all those feelings. You got to tell your people.
Yeah, and we switched what we were going to record on because of what we're going through. And Jenna Kutcher's new book, How Are You Really?, is really top of mind right now because that's what we need to hear. And we want you to ask yourself of how are you really doing and what do you need? Right now, Andrew and I are struggling with the busyness of summer and prioritizing our health and also fun and joy and our schedules of working a full-time job while also building our platform and our Gold Ivy community and all of the amazing things that we want to be doing. But at times it can feel like a lot. And we know that we're not the only ones that feel that way. So we recognized this week and the week before, after having a little panic attack, that some things need to shift. And only we are capable of creating that shift.
Yeah, I walked into my house and Brooke has ice cubes in her hands and I was like, oh, what's happening? What is going on? So I just want to hear, what does that feel? Because I've never had a panic attack. Like, what does it feel like in your body as you're having one?
Yeah. Feels like out of control. You can say and speak to yourself in a way that makes sense, and it makes sense, and you're fine, but your body, you're having visceral reaction and you can't calm it down. And for me, I've learned so many different tools throughout the year, and ice cubes being one of them. You shock your system. And for anxiety, for me, the importance of taking cold showers and doing hot and cold therapy is for that reason. You're getting your body used to being uncomfortable, shocking your system. Also, deep breaths and that deep belly breathing is really helpful. But for me, I just felt like a lot was going on, because a lot was. And sometimes, even if you feel like you have all the tools, your body sends you a sign, hey, something needs to change, something needs to slow down. And I'm going through a move. It was the Wednesday before I moved, and I still didn't have the final number of the down payment that I needed to get a cashier's check from the bank. And I worked all day Thursday, and I signed and closed Friday morning. And there's so many pieces that if they didn't work out, and on top of my anxious ass of needing things to fit perfectly, like it was just a disaster.
Well, and we were about to record our really big episode that will air in August, where, you know, Brooke and I, we talk with people about some really heavy things. You know, we just aired Dale DeSteno's episode on his experience with cancer, and we do not take it lightly to have these people's stories out. Like, I could cry about it right now. Like, the fact that Dale's story is out and his experience, how it's touching people. But we feel this responsibility and this weight to make sure that we do them justice, that their story is delivered in a way that speaks to people and that serves them well and makes them happy. And so that was happening too.
Well, I was feeling shame for feeling that way, of these people that, you know, for instance, the episode we were about to record, a woman lost her son, and I'm freaking out about my to-do list and feeling overwhelmed. So then it's that vicious cycle of, well, now I'm having the shame about how I'm feeling, and that isn't helping. So we got through the episode, and in the episode, a huge part that you'll hear if you listen is about being present and coming back home to your body. We also just read Alan Stein Jr.'s book, Sustain Your Game, and in it he talks about stress and how stress and anxiety is when your body's in one spot and your mind is in the other. And being present is coming back home to your body, your mind, your body being one, being still. And so I knew that that's what I needed with my gut health journey. Feeling good is about slowing down, and it's really easy to get back into that go, go, go mode, because that's what I'm conditioned to do. And for years, that's how I lived my life. So that awareness piece of, yes, I know something needs to change. Yes, it is the first piece, but there's also that second piece of, okay, now we have to do something about it.
Yes. So we want to talk to you about what happens to us, what might happen to you, and then some solutions, because you can't stay stuck in it. And as you're talking about, you know, the busyness and your mind racing and those types of things, I have this issue where I'm pretty positive I am not supposed to live where I live in Minnesota. In the Midwest, I'm not supposed to live here, because what happens to me is I think about, I got to maximize this day. I got to maximize this weather, because it's so crappy here, like 9 months out of the year. So if it's this beautiful day and I haven't been outside for a run, shame. Like, I haven't been outside to the park with my kids, shame. Like, You're
shooting yourself.
I'm shooting all over myself, as Catherine, my coach, would say. And I know it, but it's just something in me that I want to get the most out of this life. And so it's a push, it's a fight, it's a battle, it's grit, right? And then all of a sudden, it's way too much. And I can't even stop the wheels. They are spinning so fast that I can't even sleep. I can't stop my brain. I got to take a melatonin if I want to go to bed. I can't even go for a run because my heart's racing too fast. And so as I'm getting older, I'm getting more anxious, and it's harder to control. And I'm realizing that all of these messages that are coming into our life, Dale, have more fun. Holly, be present. Kelly, slow down. Everything is come on.
Yeah. And for us, we're but how do we do it and still maximize our time and still make everything happen?
Yeah.
You know, this past weekend was off of social media, and the last weekend because of moving, and it felt so good. And I realized the reason it felt good was because I wasn't comparing. I wasn't looking at people and, oh, I should make that. Oh, I should do this. And it's all about shoulding on yourself. And when you have that stillness, or you're away from technology, away from a screen, and I spent a lot of time with myself too, it was, what do I want? Like gaining that clarity, and also forcing yourself to slow down to just be. You know, like, how do you just be when you have so much to do? If you struggle with digestion, energy, bloat, acne, mood, fatigue, listen up. I spent 4 years, 50 plus doctors, and tens of thousands of dollars to heal my gut so you don't have to. I've created the what to do guide I wish I had before spending years navigating the overwhelming amount of information and conflicting doctors' opinions out in the gut health world. My help, I can't figure out what's wrong with me, the How to Heal Your Gut Starter Kit is now available, and the response to it online has been incredible. On top of what I wish I would have known, I also wish this information would have been easily accessible for me. Because of that, it's available to you on the shop page of our website for only $9.99. Included in my guide is what helped me and countless others heal their gut, along with chronic fatigue, acne, hormone imbalances, and so much more. You'll learn what foods to stay away from, what foods to eat, a 4-week gut healing eating plan, lifestyle tools to aid your healing process, and 2 of my go-to favorite recipes. So head over to our shop page on our website, goldivyhealthco.com, and remember, happy gut, happy life. You can heal. Let me help you. The being versus the doing.
And people relying on you. Part of it, I think of being an entrepreneur, and it's like everything is made up, that we're like, we have these systems in place to be consistent. That is our number one value, I think, and strength, is that we are consistent. We post a certain amount of times a day. We have a podcast a week. We show up for Move 4 times a week. I mean, there's a lot of things we're very consistent with, and it's paying off because people are getting value from it. But there's a cost sometimes, right?
How much are you giving, but you're not filling yourself back up?
Right.
You know, yes, we're walking the walk. We also want to be preaching what we're doing. And when it gets to a point where it's too much, I think slowing down and taking a step back is courageous.
Right.
In today's world.
It's the expectations that you're putting on yourself, right? In our business, we can make whatever we want. We could totally.
Yeah, like this morning we were working out, and like I just feel like we need to record on something else. And we said, we can do whatever the hell we want. Right. This is why we started this company.
Yeah. We make up on our head like that we have to do these things.
Yeah.
Whether it's in business or like with my kids, like I put these expectations on myself that are unrealistic sometimes, where it's like, they're fine if I'm fine. If I'm fine anywhere on the planet, I could take my kids camping, they're fine. I could travel to another country. If I'm fine, they're fine. And so I think it's getting clarity. Like you said, this word is so powerful. Clarity on, what do I want that my day to look like so that I'm okay?
And having that peace within you. You know, as I'm moving, I'm someone who, like, I need organization, I need tidiness. And I had this epiphany this weekend of, I create my home within me. Like, I'm doing a workout and there's shit all behind me, but I'm cool. I'm chill. And it's because I took the morning to meditate, to run, to create that peace within me. But it took freaking the hell out to realize, okay, some things that I know bring me peace, I'm not doing in my life. And I need to get back to what those are. I think for you two traveling, you haven't been in your routine. Of course you're anxious because things are kind of all over the place and you don't have that structure. And our brain, it loves structure and routine. And I'm learning to be okay with being structured. Like, how do you find the balance between being flexible and go with the flow, but also having a structure of things you know make you feel good, but not viewing that as like controlling every minute of your day? Because sometimes it can feel like that.
Yeah, well, it's hard. I mean, if your body has recently had a panic attack, I feel like I would be panicked about not having another panic attack. I'd be like, I'm doing my structure because I don't want to feel that way ever again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it was the realization of, I have the tools I need to figure this out and to create peace within myself. No one's coming to save me. I'm looking at all of these things on social media, wishing I had this and that, and you already are that. Anything you want to feel, you close your eyes, you feel that in your body. Gratitude right now, close your eyes. You can feel something you're grateful for. You open your eyes and you still feel that way. And listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza this weekend, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I needed to hear. This is what makes me feel calm and relaxed. It's filling myself with personal development and knowing that I'm doing something about what I'm going through and not playing the victim card.
I love that. What did Joe Dispenza have to say?
He had a really good analogy that stuck with me when it comes to being anxious and doing. And it was this idea of you're stepping on the brake and the gas at the same time. And you're not going anywhere.
What's the brake?
You're frozen, right? Like you're fight or flight. So like you have all these things you want to do. You're rushing, but you don't have a plan.
You're stuck.
And so you're like frozen. You're just like, I want to move. I want to do all these things, but
I feel like paralyzed.
Exactly. And so I'm like, yes. And so his idea is, and if you haven't seen his work, or heard of his work, we will take it in our blog because it's phenomenal. He was biking and he was hit by a car, paralyzed, and he basically healed himself through his mind. I can't do his story justice, so we will take his work. But he is all about meditation and reprogramming the mind, and he has brain scans to prove this. And so his meditation is about being still and visualizing what you want to come about, feeling that in your body before you open your eyes. So feeling it first. And so he says, your brain can't tell the difference between imaginary and reality. And so to feel it in your body, it's the idea of manifesting, basically. If you're feeling it first, and when you feel that way, that's what you attract. So if I'm sitting here and I'm feeling joy, okay, well, I'm moving through life differently in a way that I'm seeking out joy and things are coming to me versus when I feel like I'm broke, I'm poor, I can't afford this. I'm going to see things in my day that are basically reaffirming that belief that I have. You're in lack versus abundance. So that mindset shift and then reconditioning that until your body believes that. It's basically this idea of strengthening your mind. You sit there, you meditate, and your body's going to want to move because that's what it's used to. Or it's 9 a.m. and you're supposed to be pissed because you're in traffic right now. So overcoming these things that have these feelings that have been conditioned in you. So for me this weekend, it was, like the little voice in me that's, like normally you'd be upset about this or anxious or here's this thought. It's like naming that thought. Okay, Tammy, I see you. Yep. Okay. And like laughing about it and not attaching meaning, understanding that you're going to have these thoughts come up. But when we aren't conscious of those thoughts, we attach meaning and those patterns just replay and replay and replay. So for me, it's been slowing down in like the busiest season ever and just enjoying it.
For me, I have to start it slow before anybody's around and fill up the tank because I'm going to go full speed. I know a couple speeds and it's mostly full speed and the slow speed, it's only at the beginning of the day or the very end when I'm like, put my kids to bed. But in the middle, I know who I am. I've got big dreams. I've got a lot of things I want to get done. And for me, I have to do it in the morning. And I think that's my shame cycle is if I don't, then I kick myself all day. And it's like, why? Why? The day is not ruined because you didn't do it, right? You have tomorrow, hopefully. And, I could fit in a meditation over my lunch. And I get in this mindset of like, no, now it's go time. Now I'm producing. Now I'm running. Now I'm getting ready. Now I'm going to get something prepared for when my kids get home or, you know what I mean? It's like, so I know I have to be really mindful now of that, like getting to bed, getting up as often as I can. And if I don't, not letting that ruin the rest of my day.
Ed Milet, he says the 6-hour days where you have like 3 in a day. And so that's something that stuck with me. Like if I miss my morning, okay, well, a new day starts at noon.
I like that.
I feel like that's what gets people sick is that stress of being go, 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 go. And then they finally slow down because they're forced to. And then they realize how crappy they feel. They get the heart attack, the diagnosis, whatever it is. And they have some crises that shocks them into changing because the body, it can't keep going that fast. And at what point are you actually enjoying what you're doing? Or are you just in autopilot? I think for me, I heard something that really resonated with me, and I did a TikTok on it today, and it was, your direction is more important than your speed. Because right now I'm studying for 2 tests, job, work, move, blah, so much. And I'm like, okay, but am I doing the things that I want to be doing? Like, as a whole, am I living my life how I want to? Like, I used to dream of where I am now. And then you get so stuck, and I'm going to cry, like, where you're at, that I needed to view myself from like a higher consciousness of like looking at myself from a higher angle, like bird's eye view, and being like, and like shaking myself of like, what are you doing? Like, slow down and enjoy this. And you can have all the things you want, but the fact that you don't have clarity on how that's all working is what's causing you anxiety. You know, like having the have tos and not the want tos. Like,
see, I feel like you and I are flipped. Like, I feel like you've got the importance of how important rest is, and you're afraid to go too hard because you could get sick again.
Yeah. Well, and that's the difference. I've been sick and you haven't.
Right. Yeah. But for me, I have full on alignment and clarity of what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I want to do it hard and fast instead of just enjoying it while I'm doing it. You know, I want to run 20 miles instead of just 5. Like, why can't I? Like, today my watch was dead and I had to just enjoy my run. And I was like, God, this is great. I'm not obsessing over how fast I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not obsessing over how far I've gone. I'm just running.
Yeah.
And
or
I
like,
feel so good.
I don't have to get ready, but I'm going to get ready and I'm going to enjoy it. And it's the idea that last week's episode of romanticizing what you're doing. It becomes work and it becomes just another check mark off the to-do list when you're not enjoying it. And Dale's episode today, like, you can die and you're not taking any of this money with you. So I think it's like every day it's getting an alignment of, okay, what does your day look like? What do you want to be doing? What do you need to do? Yes, to pay your bills. But also like this life, if you don't like it, you're creating it. So time blocking has been huge and something that we're really excited to share. We're going to do an episode on it. We've created a template that we're going to share with y'all. But it's this idea of you go into your day knowing exactly what you're doing and you schedule in time to just chill, to relax. Like, I think we found that we work really good on a schedule because it allows you to be intentional. You don't have those distractions. You know exactly what you're doing. But then you also have that time to relax and to chill. And if you don't need it, you can be productive, but you don't have to. You know what you want to get done is going to get done because you've made the time for it. You've looked at your day. For me, it's helped me be realistic in what I can accomplish in a day.
Yeah. And for me, I need to put in the block of rest and I need to put in the block of play and the block of be present with kids, you know, so that it's in there and it's intentional. And so I'm like, you know what? I don't even need my phone by me for the next hour. I don't even have to think about it. I'm not going to think about it. It's not important right now. I don't need to answer an email. I don't need to post anything. I just need to like stare at my kids and do something fun and let loose.
Take that time to play and then notice the quality of your work. I think taking this time to relax, to not do anything, and now it's like, oh, I have that motivation and that drive again because I've allowed myself to slow down and ideas to come, which is so important. And that's something that we always talk about, like at what point do you know your plate is full or you just need to manage your time better? And I think that's only something that you can answer. You know yourself so well that you know you're on the verge of burnout before burnout happens. Like you feel that anxiety come up and you're like, okay, oh, I missed my morning meditation, or, oh, okay, I just need to run and get that anxiety out of me. Like, you know which tools you need to utilize. I think that's the epiphany is like, learn your tendencies so that you can run your day and not have your day run you. There's a reason that we say that.
100%. A book that is awesome that we've quoted a ton is Present Over Perfect by Shauna Niequist. And she has this quote in there that says, you don't have to damage your body and your soul and the people you love the most in order to get done what you think you have to get done. You don't have to live like this.
So powerful.
I just hope that speaks to the people that are running ragged right now. Don't even know if they're having fun. Don't even know what they want. Like, that's for you. You don't have to live like that. And we're all guilty of it at different points. Like, there are some seasons that are more busy than others for people. Like right now, summer might be really slow and really easy for teachers, or, like someone that this is your time to relax. And for me, this time is really chaotic, and I'm learning I like structure a lot more than I thought I did. And it's really important, and something that I want to just clarify. In my moments yesterday, I was having a really anxious day, had been away from my kids for a few days and had a lot of fun and not a whole lot of sleep. And I really needed to communicate that I needed support. I needed to communicate to Justin, like, my heart's racing. I'm not sure how to fix this right now. And I don't think I can even sleep. And just saying it and having someone be able to like take something off your plate, or even know where you're at, just to feel seen. Like, someone else knows I'm struggling. Maybe they'll say something nice. Maybe they'll hand me a water. Maybe they'll let me take a nap. Like, it felt so good to have someone know how much I was struggling.
Yeah. I think about like sharing that I had a panic attack with Ian, my boyfriend, and talking through it with him. And then last night I was fine. I just, my feet were hurt and I was on him all day and I was tired. And he's like, "Are you okay? You just seem off." And so I could tell he's just like, he knows I've been struggling. And so he's just there, just letting someone know that you're there, especially with a recording with Holly, who lost her son and she wrote a book on grief. It was, you don't have to, there's nothing you can say. It's just your presence. It's your being. And when you're rushed and go, you can't do what's really, really important, which is just being there for the people you love and that need you. So support is so important, and not being afraid to ask for support.
Yep. Yeah, we decided that we wanted to talk through some of our biggest struggles and our biggest solutions, and support is just number one. You should never go through this alone. Dale talked about it with cancer, talk about it with depression. We could talk about the anxiety. We could talk about with just being a human being. You don't have to feel this way and feel alone. And so lean on that support. That's a big solution. The second one is something we've touched on a lot, and that's alignment. Getting clarity on what you're trying to accomplish, how you want to feel,
What you need,
knowing
yourself, getting clarity on why you do the things you do. Maybe that's therapy and looking at the past and what you've been conditioned to do. I don't think there's anything more important than doing the work to get to know yourself.
Your real self, your authentic self. And sometimes it's some unlearning, like you're saying, like what you've been conditioned. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. But I think something that really exacerbates the anxiety is when you're not living in alignment. You're doing things you don't want to be doing. You're not getting enough rest like you need, or you're not eating the foods that nourish your body, or moving your body, or speaking the way that is true to you. When you're off that way, it can really make your mental health struggle big time. So we have found that alignment is so important, and something that we're clearly still working through, because we're all always changing and have new wants, new desires, new feelings, and alignment's just something that we all need to make a priority.
And another thing we're working on, that's our final solution, is rest. And this also includes just slowing down, because how do we know what we want, what we need, if we don't slow down to listen to our bodies? With me and my healing journey, it was, you have everything you need within you. You just haven't been listening. And it's this idea of the answers are simple. You're just not asking the right questions. And maybe you're getting the answer and you don't want that answer, but you're getting it for a reason. Like for me, it was eat foods that don't make you feel like shit. And for the longest time, I fought it and oh, I'll be fine. Or I need to find this supplement, or there's just this big answer. And yeah, there was, but it also was the food I was eating. And when I listened to that and surrendered and said, okay, felt a lot better. So slowing down to hear what your body, your mind, your intuition, God, whatever you believe in, the answers are within you, and you need to slow down. And sometimes it's also sleeping and resting so that you can energize and have that energy, because health is energy. You want energy, you need to slow down, get clear, and reach out to your people for help.
We're sharing our struggles and the solutions we're finding in hopes that something speaks to you. And if it does, and if it did, please share with someone else. We are trying to reach as far as we can, and the only way to really get a big reach is through you. And that could be leaving us a review. It could be sharing this podcast. It could be shooting us a message. It could be whatever you found valuable in any way that you would like to share it, whether it's with us or with someone that you love, please do.
And also, if the time block stuck out to you, you feel like organizing and getting better at time management is something you could benefit from. Like we said, we have an episode coming out on it, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. And as always, we're so grateful that you're here listening.
We are walking the walk with you. It is not easy to be a human being. These are vulnerable conversations that we're sharing with the world. And we really do appreciate you listening and taking the time to hear our story and what we've come up with. And we really hope that you find value in it.
Yeah. And as always, we're going to leave you with 3 takeaways, which we end every episode with our 3 gold stars if you're a regular listener. And so for today, in this episode of struggles and solutions, the 3 takeaways we came up with. First one being define who your go-to person is for when you're feeling off or not like yourself. This relates to finding your support.
Yes. 2, start writing, whether it's a to-do list, your journal, a priority list, speaking into your notes on your phone. Your mind is not a notepad. Get it out of you and get it on paper.
Yes. And lastly, find a slow activity that brings you peace and helps you listen to your body.
And for your piece of gold this week, it's from Glennon Doyle. Hard work is important. So are play and non-productivity. My worth is tied not to my productivity, but to my existence. I am worthy of rest. This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold.